What's up, everyone? We are back. Another video. This time, throwing it back to the first OTP game I ever played, OTP 15. I have not played this game in coming up on 10 years, which is just crazy. And man, you see this screen right here, like, how much different is this? First of all, probably fix the amount of windows that are here, but I don't know how to do that because this game is very old. Yeah, this one is before they had the MLB license for team names. So obviously we're the New York Legends, famous baseball team, of course. All the cities are right, but yeah, just very interesting to look at this game now. I'm just taking over the Yankees. It's my favorite team, and this is a very memorable team because this team wound up making the playoffs, I think. Was this 2014? Yeah, I think maybe it was 15 that they snuck in. But either way, yeah, this is Tanaka's rookie year for the Yankees, and man, the windows are so small. I don't know if my computer's too big and this just didn't exist back then, or I don't know really how to fix this, but hopefully it's readable enough. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to go through and kind of look at how everything looks. So one thing, I did open the save and kind of play with a couple things just to get it looking better. Yeah, I mean, it's just very, very bare bones kind of how this is set up, which is, shows you how far this game has come. It may have also moved backwards in some ways, but that's besides the point. Yeah, really interesting to look at these menus. I mean, most of this is actually the same, for the most part. But yeah, I don't think anyone has any pictures. They do have the MLB PA license in this one. I don't know if they always did. Again, this is the first game I ever played. I got this one back, I guess, in 2014, maybe on sale or something. But yeah, I mean, this just looks a ton different. Batting ratings are in the middle. You got like the defense on the left side. Just an interesting view, I guess. And I don't think they have. I do 20 to 80 on. Yeah, they only have 20 to 80 or stars for overall ratings. And I think the default is 1 to 20 actually, because that's what I used to play with. Just remembering that. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of go through this game and kind of see what's changed in the 10 years of since this game had come out. So yeah, I had this on my Steam library, thankfully, because you can't actually buy this game anymore, I don't think. I mean, you probably downloaded it illegally, but let's see how the trade proposals are. Daniel Murphy. Oh, this is before he. I guess he had a pretty good year, but he's not very highly rated. He's only about an average player. They want Austin Romine. Interesting. Okay. And Aaron Judge. Yes. This is before he broke out. A couple of years before. I mean, this is 2014. He didn't debut until 16. So yeah, this is 2 years before he debuted. Who would have thought he'd break out as a top player? The rest of the guys in the system, Tanaka, this is his rookie year when they first signed him. Luis Severino's chilling down here. Ian Clark, and I always remembered him. Lefty arm, never made the majors. Tyler Austin, Yankees legend. Let's actually go through, because I just got an alert. Top prospects at this time. So Tanaka, number 1. Byron Buxton, number 2. Got that 75 outfield range. Yeah, he never played above A ball at this point. I'm going to go through maybe some of the season and see what happens and kind of how things play out. Miguel Sano, number 3 prospect in baseball. Jameson Taillon. Xander Bogaerts. Not much of a defensive. Actually, yeah, it's 60. This is really tough to read. All this stuff. It's like really small font. Oh, man. Francisco Lindor. 75 infield range. He's number 7. Robert Stevenson, who just signed with the Rays in real life as a reliever. Yeah, I remember when he was a top prospect. Archie Bradley, same story with him. I think he might be out of the league now. And then Javi Baez. This is pretty accurate to what he became. Low I, low avoid K's guy with some pop and decent enough defense. I guess his defense is better in real life, but yeah, there we go. Let's check out like top players. Player rankings. So yeah, Mike Trout. He's This is his 3rd season in the league. I think he won an MVP. Man, I don't even know how to look at this. I think he'd won the MVP the year before. Or maybe it was Miggy. Yeah, Miggy won in 2013, I think. I think Trout was 2012. Or I could be wrong about that. Maybe he just won Rookie of the Year that year. But anyway, those two are the top 2 players. Makes a lot of sense. Yadier Molina. Yeah, he came off this couple crazy seasons in a row. OPS plus of, 130 plus. So he's the number 3 player in baseball. Buster Posey. Oh, man, I miss him. He'd won MVP in 2012, coming off a good year in 2013 as well. Joey Votto chilling here. Carlos Gomez, wow. 80 outfield range. Coming off a really good season offensively for Milwaukee. I think, was this right before he got traded? I don't know if he got traded to the Mets. No, not the Mets. What team did he go to? He almost got traded to the Mets for Wilmer Flores. I don't remember. But Ryan Braun chilling out here as well. Giancarlo looking like a beast. He's 24 in this save. Crazy arm. What could have been with him? For sure. My favorite player in the league. McCutcheon, Tulowitzki, Yasiel Puig. Coming off his rookie year where he broke out. Didn't really do too much for the rest of his career. David Ortiz. Holy crap. Joey Bats. Matt Holliday, another one of my all-time favorite players. Mostly because when I was in AA, I wore number 5 for the Rockies, which was Matt Holliday's number. So me and him are basically the same person. Bryce Harper, 21 years old in this. Adrian Beltre, future Hall of Famer. Robbie Cano, Hanley Ramirez. And top pitchers, Clayton Kershaw, Steven Strasburg. Gotta figure out how to go back. Keep going up there. Steven Strasburg. Oh, it's another thing. When you hover over, it doesn't show you like their quick view of their ratings and stuff. CC Sabathia, coming off he had a rough year in 2013. In 2015, I believe he got hurt, and then didn't really bounce back until 2017 or so, where he kind of reinvented himself. But yeah, I'm gonna sim through the season, kind of see what happens during it. I'm not gonna do anything crazy, but maybe we'll go to the trade deadline, kind of see how trades have worked in this game and where we've come since then. So, yeah, we'll be back in just a little bit. All right, so I forgot the first-year player draft is in June previously in the, I guess, in real life. So that's where things kind of line up in this save. So, I'm not playing this long-term or anything, but I kind of curious who's out here for players here. So Brady Aiken, I think he went first overall in this draft, unless it was the year before. But yeah, I remember when I used to play this game, I used to always take Brady Aiken first, my first pick. He'd never really work out to anything, but curious college guys. So Kyle Schwarber's here as a catcher, of course. Trey Turner's chilling. Good speed. Not really a crazy upside at the bat, but definitely not a bad player. Michael Conforto. He's featured in this draft. Matt Chapman. Carlos Rodon, who I think the White Sox took pretty early in this draft. Could have been like top 10. Aaron Nola. I don't know if he was a first-round pick, but he's definitely pretty high in this draft. And he's one of the guys who actually worked out. You see, like, most of these players didn't even, like, make the majors, which is crazy because these are all real players, I believe. I remember, like, Forrest Wall. He still might be hanging around in a minor league system somewhere. Nick Gordon. I mean, he worked out as a high schooler, but I mean nothing special, of course. Michael Kopech. Yeah, so I mean, let's go to our pick and see kind of who makes it. Who drops to us here? So Garrett Fulenchek, I used to like him. This got all kind of coming back to me as we keep going here. Michael Kopech, pretty nice arm. Justice Sheffield, ultimate bust. There's no way he's 6'2", 215. He was like 5'8". I remember that's one of the reasons the Yankees traded him for James Paxton way back in the day. As for college guys, I mean, Conforto, not really that great. Dylan Cease, two-pitch guy, kind of. Jack Flaherty, there you go. Guy who kind of worked out. Is he a two-way player? Yeah, he can kind of play both ways. That's funny. I don't know if he ever did that in the minors for St. Louis, but... Wow, the wind is absolutely whipping outside. Man, I love me some Aaron Nola, for sure. And, you know, this isn't completely dissimilar to how he turned out in real life. Really good control guy, strikes out a good amount of players. Let's see what my scout thinks. He thinks we should take Braxton Davidson. I'm not going to do that because that's no fun. Let's take a college guy. Maybe he can make an impact soon, like this season. Eric Fetty. I mean, he worked out. I'm gonna take Aaron Nola just because that's a fun pick. I'm not playing this long term or anything, and who knows? Maybe he can make an appearance in the majors. I'm not in control of any of that stuff. Holy crap! How do I select draft player? Okay, let's do that, and then I'll just sim the rest of the draft automatically. So yeah, I mean the draft pretty interesting to see all these players here. That worked out in real life. So I want to see who went first overall. It was Alex Jackson. Yeah, okay. I think he had a cup of coffee in the majors for the Marlins maybe way back in the day, but he was a guy I used to take when I played this game. Kyle Schwarber, number 2. Bradley Zimmer was a decent bench player, like platoon guy for a little bit. I don't know if he's still in the league. Justin Bellinger never made it. Michael Geddes. The name is familiar. Maybe a 4th outfielder somewhere, 5th outfielder. Monte Harrison, same story. Michael Chavis, never really worked out. Derek Hill is a bench player. Carlos Rodon, obviously, with the Yankees, unfortunately. Brady Aiken, one of the saddest stories. A guy who never was able to make it to the majors due to injuries mostly, but yeah, he didn't sign and then went like 17th the next year to the Indians and never really made it. Trey Turner. But yeah, we'll that's the draft. You know, it's tough with no player faces. I hate that. That's like one of the biggest things. I guess I can auto-generate them, but that's one of the things that I didn't realize I would miss so much because this looks really bland and boring and a lot of logos that aren't real and yeah, so we'll keep simming ahead. The Yankees right now are 26-34 for whatever it matters. And yeah, we'll come back with an update. Another thing, I was just looking at the stat screen, and defensive efficiency is the only defensive stat they have for the teams. Right now it's zone rating, defensive efficiency. Zone rating's a big one because before this, there was like no way to tell how good someone was. Like, okay, fielding percentage, great. Like, I guess zone rating is here. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Okay, yeah, all right, never mind. It is there. It's just not under the team stats, which is a big indicator of how good of a defensive team you are. So I'm happy they kind of expanded this stat page and made things look a little nicer. Also, like, under the player stats, like, ERA plus is a big one. I don't know if that's default. Oh, it's here. Okay. So honestly, there's not as much change as I would have expected. I mean, I guess this is the formula that worked for them for so long, so why change it? Yeah, they honestly just made everything look a little bit nicer, and yeah, mostly the same game. So keep something ahead, see what happens. One more underrated part is this top. I kind of like this, how it, you know, yesterday's here, today's here, tomorrow's here, instead of this way. I kind of like both. Like, this isn't even bad. I don't know why they changed that. This feels like more of a timeline in a way that the vertical version isn't. just something that I don't know, just thinking about as I kind of sim through this. Also, I want to check out the All-Star Game rosters. That's why I stopped. This seems like a lot less players than they normally have. I don't know if it's 34 like we do currently, but you got to check out some names. I guess Scott Feldman, was he... Yeah, he was coming off a pretty good year for Chicago. Honestly, these All-Stars look pretty good. You know, sometimes that's one complaint that I do have. Well, I mean, I have a couple complaints about the new games, but like these all-star relievers, like, yeah, these guys actually deserve to make it. They don't have like 4.5 ERAs, and you know, there's better guys on your own team getting passed up for these guys. Like, this looks like an all-star pitching staff. It's not, yeah, it's not like how it is now where there's dudes who are making it that should not even be sniffing the all-star game. And there's dudes who are having incredible seasons that don't make it. So, you know, all these players, yeah, probably deserve to make it. Like Mark Teixeira, he got really hot at one point. Yeah, 140 OPS plus. I don't think he had a very good 2014, but I know he had a good 2015. Him and A-Rod both went off that season. Jacoby Ellsbury, my guy, making it. I'm not even being ironic about that either. I actually did like Jacoby Ellsbury when he's a Yankee. I don't understand what happened there. You know, he wasn't a great player, but he wasn't that bad. Steven Strasburg, insane season, 1.55 ERA, 16 wins at the All-Star break, on pace for 28. Holy crap, he's had a decision every start he's made. That's insane. So yeah, he's clearly in the way. And again, like the All-Stars here make a ton of sense. Jordan Walden having a crazy year. Yeah, I mean, AJ Ellis. Okay, he's only started 26 games, but holy crap, dude. 201 OPS plus, 2.2 WAR. Yeah, wow. Yadi Molina makes it too. A lot of these batting averages seem really high, but that could just be the era that this was. Although I don't think 2015 might have been a pretty high offensive environment. But I don't think it was this high. Rusney Castillo, yeah, this is when he signed at the Red Sox. But he was always a free agent in this game because he never didn't sign with the Red Sox, I guess, until before the season. But yeah, he signed that huge deal with Boston. You know, played like a season and a half in the majors on a 7-year, 8-year deal. Winds up signing a 1-year deal. I remember I used to always get him, though. Good outfielder. And he makes the All-Star team here for the Giants in this save. Also, there's one guy I wanted to look up. I don't know. Okay, yeah. So I was gonna look for Oscar Tavares. I don't know if this was before or after what happened. I think this was a little bit after. I think it was 2012 that happened. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah. Oh no, he's here. Oh my God. Yeah. So, yeah, this must have happened in the playoffs of this season. With where he passed away, but yeah, that's a big what if. You know, he's one of the top prospects in the system. So he made a couple appearances for the team and it was really good. Yeah, I remember I think I used to play as the Cardinals a lot, and yeah, Tavares was always one of my favorite players, and that just sucked. Yeah, anyway, gonna keep moving ahead. And we'll come back with some kind of update. Maybe around the trade deadline, we can look how the trades kind of worked. Okay, so this should just be a little bit lucky that I went into this, but it seems like promotions to motion actually makes sense. So I have my computer manager doing all this stuff, and you know, Gary Sanchez was wrecking AA, played a half a season there, promoted to AAA. That makes a lot of sense. Greg Bird, same story, was hitting well in AA, called up to AAA, not sent back down. I guess he played one game in A-ball, but you know, it's not like absurd like staying in AA or staying in AAA or staying in single A for a bunch of seasons. You know, this just, I don't know what happened. Aaron Judge maybe could be called up, but not absurd. I don't know what happened in this game and how the AI got so screwed up, but all of this stuff seems to make decent sense. I guess Jose Ramirez is split time between 3 levels. That's not great, but also I don't know. This seems a lot better. Maybe this is just positive hindsight or something. I remember this game being better than it was. Maybe all this stuff is just flash in the pan. I don't really know. Honestly, the trade screen looks exactly the same. Initiate trade, shop player, strength overview, which I never really looked at. And now this is going to be a loading screen. I'm going to cut this out. So one thing I wanted to do, because, the one thing OTP has improved over the years is kind of making better trades overall. At least that's what I thought. It's tough to tell because a lot of the trades still are absurd, but Max Fried got traded in this too. So let's see. So we got Max Fried, who is still a really good arm. 7th overall in 2012. So he got traded for like BJ Upton in real life, which is just absurd. But so that's I don't know. Oh, Felix Dubon. Okay, I do remember him. Decent arm. I guess that trade makes a good amount of sense, even if I wouldn't do it myself. Looking for some other big names kind of here. Honestly, not a ton. Oh, here we go. Johnny Cueto got traded. This is a pretty big trade. So Cueto coming off kind of down year. Oh no, a really good year for Cincinnati. I think he got hurt that season. But he was having a decent enough year. He got traded for Julio Urias, who was one of the Dodgers' top prospects for years. He's pitching rookie ball. I'm not totally against that, even though he did spend some time in A this season. And then Zach Bird, another good arm, and then Ariel Sandoval. So a decent return. Cueto has another year on his deal. None of this really matters, but I'm just curious, how far this game has come in trades. Looking for any more recognizable names. This is Jordan Zimmerman. Yeah, okay, so he was a good arm back here. Coming off a really nice season. For Brock Holt, who's kind of a utility guy, but playing in the majors. And Manny Margot, who, does he have the pedigree? Number 50 prospect in baseball. Okay, yeah. So that makes a lot of sense, too. Jordan Zimmerman, he has one more year left on his deal. A good arm, gets a couple good players back. Although, maybe not the best return. I probably would ask for a little bit more, but... and then I know there's always a bunch of trades right at the beginning of the save. That's kind of unavoidable. That always happens. Look at this one. Eloy Jimenez. Not really a prospect at this point, but Danny Farquhar, who was a good pitcher, had a couple of really nice years, low-key, at the beginning of his career. But yeah, nothing absurd yet. Let's see if anything comes along. As far as crazy trades. Oh, there you go. New York makes a trade. They trade Aaron Judge and Ichiro Suzuki for Chris Denorfia, who definitely not a bad player. But you're giving up number 128 prospect in baseball, I think he was. It doesn't say it, but yeah, he's a pretty highly touted prospect in Ichiro, who didn't play a ton, but still not a bad player. It's not absurd. Is Michael Kadire? I don't know if this was coming off a good year. He was in Colorado, so it might have been. He was coming off a really good year in Colorado. So he gets flipped for Jose Campos, a really good prospect, and Luis Sanchez, a pretty decent prospect. So again, makes a good amount of sense. And the Yankees pulled off another trade, so they picked up Nate Shearwald. God, my team is just blowing it up at this point. For Luis Severino, who's our top prospect, and Kelly Johnson. So yeah, this is a bad trade. for pending free agent, give up the number 28 prospect in baseball, 27. Yeah, it's not good. That's the more of the trades that I remember in this game. I'm going to keep moving ahead, see if anything else comes up. Looks like no trades as we approach the day. Oh, just kidding. Okay, there's a bunch here. Jake Peavy, I don't know if he's still a good arm. Looks like they got a really good return. So yeah, Jake Peavy's still a good player. But a pending free agent, they get Derek Jones. They get Ryan McMahon, who wound up becoming a good player. Maybe not in this save. Tyler Matzik, probably their prize. So decent return. Maybe a bit much, but... is that Austin Martin? Adrian Martin, okay. Okay, so whatever. We kind of understand how the trades work. There's some good, some bad. Overall, I don't think this game is... OTP in general is really improved on that. If anything, there's more like top prospects for like rentals. Jason Dominguez, every single save. Stuff like that. So, I don't know. I guess it's tough to program AI to make smart trades, but just wish it was a little bit better. But yeah, we're going to keep going. I don't really know. Maybe to the end of the season, see what happens. So a random part to jump into the year, but, I was just thinking, like, it made no sense to make any of those trades for the Yankees because they were a bad team then. They're a bad team now. And they gave up a bunch of prospects. Aaron Judge, who's number 120-something in the league, and Luis Severino, who was a top prospect at the time, for basically, like, Michael Kadire and guys that are on the bench at this point, like Nate Shearholtz. Like, are you kidding me? He's not even starting. You get Luis Severino for him. Pending free agent. I think the current game has, made progress with kind of at least buying and selling logic where, like, if you're a competing team, you're going to trade prospects for current players and vice versa to struggling teams. So, that was just absurd. The fact that they would trade all those guys for bench players, like the only guy they traded for who's in the starting lineup is Michael Kadire. So just really interesting, and I do think the game has improved a lot since then in that regard. All right, so we're here at the end of the season. Jacoby Ellsbury won the batting title. That's cool. His first year at the Yankees. His first year at the Yanks in real life was pretty good as well. Though he only drove in 35 runs, hit 5 home runs, but put up 4.5 WAR. Good defender in center field. Good season from him. And the Yankees finished 69-93. I believe that the Giants won the World Series. Let me go to playoffs. Yeah, so it was the San Francisco Mud Dogs. Had a really good year. Tim Lincecum, yeah, this is about the time that he started to really fall off. Unfortunately, but Madison Bumgarner and Matt Cain led the way in the rotation. Brett Anderson had a pretty good year for them. And then Mike Dunn, Sergio Romo, Brett Bochy, never heard of him. They kind of led the way. And then offensively, they had Rusney Castillo, Buster Posey, Brandon Belt. Let's see. Marco Scudero still. Okay, so this is before... what's his name? Brandon Crawford. He's not on their top prospect list either. So, yeah, they won the World Series over the Angels, who won 99 games. Yeah, they wish. Josh Hamilton, his second year, did not go much better than his first. Pujols had a pretty decent year. Probably about how he did in real life. This is his third year with the team. I think his third year was okay, and then he really fell off after that. And Mike Trout, probably going to win MVP, 10.4 WAR. Howie Kendrick, Cole Calhoun, and Tyler Skaggs, rest in peace. He was their ace. Jared Weaver, C.J. Wilson, Garrett Richards, Hector Santiago. A pretty good rotation there, man. I don't know. I think the Angels were okay in 2014. They might have made the playoffs that year. But yeah, they wound up making it to the World Series in the save, and there you go. So, just statistics-wise, Jacoby Ellsbury first in average. Alex Avila led the league in on-base percentage. Jeez, what a year from him. 6.3 WAR. Matt Wieters led in... sorry, these are second place. Starlin Castro won batting title for the entire league. Mike Trout first in on-base. Adrian Gonzalez first in slugging. 35 bombs, 171 WRC+. Plus. Mike Trout first in OPS. Alex Avila, Mike Trout. Let's go to pitching. Curious about that. Steven Strasburg, he finished 20-11. So he had a decision in all but 3 of his starts. Fell off a bit, looks like to end the year. Only 4-7 record-wise in the second half, but man, amazing season from him. Another what if. Led in wins. Tony Cingrani, pretty good player, finished first in losses, as in the most losses. Zach Greinke started 36 games. What the heck? There you go. That's about it. I guess we can go through awards and kind of see who won those. Delete all messages. Get all this crap out of here. I just want to see awards. So they'll be coming up in a few days here. So the Great Glove, first award. And we do have a Fielder of the Year, Masahiro Tanaka and Brett Gardner. Okay, I guess this doesn't pop up. All right, never mind. I guess we won't go through awards since none of this crap's going to pop up. But yeah, pretty cool going back in time and looking at this game and where the game has come since. Obviously, they got the MLB license, the team licenses, and some of the awards, I guess. Not all of them, but you still have the Great Pitcher Award. I think it's Cy Young now, actually. They still have the Platinum Glove. I forgot what it's called. But anyway, yeah. Yankees finished last in the AL. That's crazy. Shows you how good Joe Girardi is as a manager, because he led this team to a 84-78 record, I think, maybe that year, and they might not have made the playoffs, but it's still a decent year. But yeah, that'll wrap this up. Our trip back in time 10 years ago to this game, and yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.